Sup nerds, today we have BlackWarGreymon versus Yellow Hybrid. I'm on the die roll, so I'm going first. I hatch Koro, Evo into Agu, and then Evo into the new starter deck Greymon. Ben hatches Koro, and then Evos into Agumon. And he plays Yellow Memory Boost, gets a Scourge on. Adds the Zephyr. I Evo into Grey X for 0, and then Evo into the new starter deck Metal Greymon to give him 2. He promotes. Evo's into Kazi for 2. Clearly his hand is a little slow. I think he mulliganed before this. Pops a Mem Boost, goes to 2. Evo's into Rise for 3. And he plays the TK. And Ben and I both forget that Rise does not give them their on plays. Ben realizes it before he resolves the effect. And I was laughing because I was like, if you hadn't have caught it, I never would have caught it and just would have let you resolve the effect. But he does not get his on play. I Evo into BlackWar, pop the TK, kill the kids. And he hatches Koro. Evo's into Agumon. This matchup with the new cards that I got from the starter deck is actually kind of rough. Evo's into Rise X for 1. No Tamer. Let's go. Because a lot of my inheritables give me security attack +1, so if Venusmon ever hits the board, it like FTKs me. He swings for 8k, 1 check, survives luckily, and then Evo's into Venus, puts me to 2. Really unfortunate because I have a security attack plus in my inheritables, so even after this turn, my BlackWar is not going to get any on Digivolve or when attacking effects, which is really bad for me. And I can never attack into it. I play Agu, get my Scourge on. I add the Gaiamon. He swings security for 12k. It dies, thankfully. I needed that thing off the board. And he plays Marcus, gives me 3. I play Tai to give BlackWar another 1k, so now he's 14k for 2 checks. Swing with Agu for 2k, 1 check, dies to the Venus. Activate X Antibody. Evo into Gaiamon for 2. Tap Tai to gain a memory. Blitz into security, draw from Koro. He's 15k for 3 checks. And I'm still debating. I really want to trigger the X Antibody option to Evo and Omni X. Because if I check a Ruin mode, which I know he's playing, I just die to it. So I trigger X Antibody, Evo for 5. Activate X Antibody's effect to bot deck the X Antibody. I trash the Tamer. And I lose my check from the Gaiamon, so I still have 2 checks, and I am 18k. 18 for 2 checks. Alright, so now we have the last card, Insecurity's Venusmon. He promotes, activates the Agumon's effect to turn Marcus into a Digimon to save the memory. Evo's into Kazimon. Swings security with Marcus, activates Marcus effect, Evo into Rise for free. Gets to play Tai and Kari for free off the Rise effect, Marcus dies. Evo's into Rise X for 1. Does not get a Tamer, but he does minus me by 2k, and then we also remembered that the inheritable of Koromon and minus my another k, so I'm minus 3k so far. So I'm 15k. So he swings security, taps Tai and Kari, so Rise is 11k effective for 1 check. And he Heaven's Judgment, minus 18k. Sad. Minus is minus 6k times 3. So that's minus 18 total, so it kills me. I promote. Beginning of main, both ties give 2k on blocker to the Agumon. I Evo into Greymon, gain 2 memory from the ties. Evo into Metal for 3, go to 1. Evo into Metal X for 1. Can't be Devo DP reduced, very important in this matchup. Evo into Gaio for 5. De-Evo his Rise X and then Blitz into him, drawing from Koromon. And then I reboot at the beginning of his turn, trash a top card of security with the Metal X inheritable, and he goes to 7 from his Tai and Kari. He hatches Evos. Now he needs to, he does no outs in his deck for the Gaio since it can't be DP reduced on this turn, so he has to recover. So he has to find his 1-of Jet on this turn or he loses. So off he goes looking for it. Evo's in a Kazi. Evo's in a Zephyr for 1. Plays Yellow Memory Boost, gets a Scourge on top 4. Still looking for it. He adds a Zephyr. That'll let him see another card. Evo's into Zephyr again for 1. And no Jet. Game 2. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Alright, so Ben makes me go first for game 2. So I hatch Koro, Evo into Agu, and then Evo into Greymon for 2. He plays Marcus, sets me to 2. He mulliganed his hand and didn't draw a very good hand. I play Agumon, get my Scourge. Add the Gray X. He plays a TK for 4, give me 3. I'm sure he's hoping he'll unbrick him. Sadly, there is a card that helps him unbrick a rookie in there. So Evo into Gray X, and Evo into Agu X for 0, search top 3. I add the Omni X since I already have a Metal X in hand. I play tie to give Agu X and 1000 DP and blocker, and then swing, and then play another tie and give him his 3. I did it in that order because I knew I was swinging with the Agu, and I knew I was playing both of those ties anyway, so there's no reason not to just give him an extra 1000, so he beat over any rookie he sees in security. Plays another Marcus, chokes me to 1. That's not good. He's setting up a pretty big turn on his next turn. I play Agu, give him his 3. And I add the Metal Greymon and put Hades Force on top, in the hopes that maybe I get back to it at some point. Yeah, this version of Yellow Hybrid running the Marcuses is way more aggressive than just standard Yellow Hybrid. Because like he gets a lot of extra swings. Like look at this. He gets 2 extra swings for no reason. Just because he has Marcuses in this deck. So he activates one of the Marcus' effects to turn itself into Digimon. And then the Agumon turns the other Marcus into a Digimon. He swings, activates Marcus effect to Evo into Geo for free. Gets plain tie and Kari out of security for free off the Geo effects. Checks a 2k and it does live. Unfortunate. He swings with Geo, triggers tie and Kari, and then triggers Agu Inheritable to pop the Agu, and then checks a Hades Force so it does pop the Geo. Then plays another Yellow Memory Boost, or a Yellow Memory Boost, choke me to 1. Adds a Zephyr. I probably would have swung with the Marcus there. I'm not sure why he didn't. Maybe he just didn't want to check a Tamer, memory setting Tamer in that scenario, because it would have been pretty bad for him. So I promote. I get 2k and blocker for my ties. Evo into Metal, gain 2 memory back, go to 0. Then Evo into Metal X, and he goes to 4 from the tie and Kari. 3 from TK, and then gains a memory from tie and Kari. Hatches his Koromon. I can't be DP reduced, so he's not going to be able to out my Metal X most likely on this turn. Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't even play Lonky, so like he has no outs to it. So he pops a memory boost, goes to 6, plays tie and Kari. Then plays another memory boost, chokes me to 1. This is getting really bad. Adds the Agu. He has a billion Tamers now. Beginning of main, my ties give my Metal X 2k and blocker. I Evo into Gaio. Suspend both ties. Blitz at security. He is 2 checks at 16k. Check a tie and Kari. That's really bad. Beginning of his turn, I trash the top card of security, and he gains a total of 6 memory, 4 off the tie and Karis, and 2 off the TK and Kari. He was an Agu. He plays Sunrise for 5. Gets to play another Taiankari. It completely decimates my Gaiomon. It's minus like 20,000 DP or something. Then plays Kaze for 5 to choke me to 1. So I promote, get 2k in blocker, Evo and Agu X. Add the metal X to hand. Evo and a Greymon, gain 2 memory from the ties. Evo and a Grey X. And then Evo and a Metal X for 4 to give him 3. And then he should go to 10, because he's gaining 6 from the Taiankaris and then another 2 from TK So he promotes his Agumon. Uses Agu's effect to turn his Marcus into Digimon. And he actually did it in the wrong order. He should have done the other Marcus effect first, because that's starter main phase. But because he triggered the Agumon effect first, he lived by his misplay. If he had said oops or something, I just would have let him take it back. It's not a big deal, but he wants to live by his misplays, which I respect. So he swings with Kazumon. This is how he's playing around Hades Force, because Hades pops the highest cost. So I let that go through. It does die. He swings with Agu. It does die. He's not tapping his Taiankaris, but it doesn't really matter. He plays another Agumon. Uses that Agu's effect to turn the other Marcus into Digimon. Swings with Marcus. Checks a Tamer, swings, and swings. Yeah, just asked him to show me a hybrid for game. Alright, so we're going to game 3. That got out of control pretty quickly, and there wasn't much I could do about it since I didn't have a Black War or a Hades in my hand. Alright, so this game, Ben is contemplating mulliganing his hand, and I say something like, I think he has Jet in his hand. And so when he mulligans, he shows me, and he did have Jet, but his hand was very, very good. So I was very confused as to why he mulliganed that hand. I think it was a bit greedy to mulligan that hand, and he should have definitely gotten punished for that, but we'll see what actually happens. So I'm going second for game 3. And he plays with Marcus for 4, give me 4. I hatch Koro, Evo into Agu, Evo and Agu X, Evo into Grey X, and then play Yu, give him 2. Even if I had the starter deck 1 Greymon in my hand, I probably wouldn't have Evo'd into it. Because having the extra security attack in my stack is really bad versus the Venusmon, as I said earlier. So yellow memory boost, add a rookie. I promote. Evo into metal for 3, go to 0. And then Evo into metal X for 1, choke him to 1, and tap Yuya. So I'm unaffected by options and cannot be DP reduced. And he Evos into Agumon. So he pops the Mem boost. Plays an Agu, uses Agu's effect, turn Marcus into Digimon, swings, activate Marcus effect, Evo into Geo effect, gets to play a Tamer out of security. Plays TK, activates TK's effect. Yeah, so right here, I most likely should not have Evo'd into Metal X, and I should have just Evo'd into Black War just to get that Marcus off the field. And he adds the Venusmon to hand off the TK effect. And he checks a 6k Digimon with the Marcus and it dies. He goes into Rise for 3. And plays another Marcus for free off Rise effect. I hatch my Koro. Evo into Agu X. So I Evo into Black War for 4. Choke him to 1. Pop his Memory Setter. Tap Yuya to give him another 2k. So he's 14k on Ben's turn. So he promotes. Gains memory off the Agu and then pays it back for the Marcus. He swings with Marcus. Activates Marcus effect, Evos into Geo for free. Activates Geo's effect. Plays Marcus. And minuses 1k on my Black War from the Koromon effect, or the Koromon inheritable. And checks a tie, which is really nice because I get that 1k back and I get blocker, so he can't swing with anything else or I just block it. Evo's into Venus, which is really bad. Because I do have a security attack in my Black War stack. So even after this turn, my Black War is going to be kind of stunned by the Venusmon because I can't get any when Digivolving or when attacking effects ever again if that Venus stays on the field. So I Evo into Gaio. I tap Tai to gain a memory and tap Yuya to make him unaffected by options until the end of Ben's turn. And I have a choice here. I have a Hades Force in my hand, and I can either pop everything but Venus, or I can pop Venus. I decide to pop everything but Venus, because it adds up to 13 exactly. And then I swing at security from the Hades effect. I am 16k for 2 checks. In the beginning of his turn, I reboot and trash the top card of security. And thankfully we're unaffected by options, so the judgment didn't do anything. And then he goes to 5. He goes into Agu. I do have 16k in blocker, so he's not going to be able to swing with his Venusmon for free, thankfully. I think, based on my hand, I should have killed the Venusmon. But, I mean, he would have gotten a couple of checks on my turn, so I probably did the right thing. It's kind of hard to say, but I promote. Alright, so I have 3 checks with Gaio, and I'm 13k. At beginning of main, I'm deciding who to give the 1k in blocker from the Tai. So I give the 1000 to the Agu X and blocker. And I'm sitting here thinking if I should Evo into the Gray X first, because I'd be able to give it another 2k from the Yuya, so it'd be 9k. And I'm trying to think like what options I could play around, because if I swing with Gaiomon, he's 13k for the rest of his security, so like as long as I don't check an option that kills my Agu or a 15k Digimon on the first check, I win. And I even look at his trash, because I'm like trying to think, I'm like, I know I need to play around something, but I can't remember what it is. And I was like, I guess I'm just wrong, because Heaven's Judgment kills me no matter what. But there is unfortunately one option that I could have played around. Sunrise Buster minus is 6k exactly on my Agu, so I would have been able to go up to 9k and survive if I'd even a Gray X and triggered Yuya, because he did not have another Tamer in place, so he couldn't have 9x'd it, or minus 9k on it. So sadly, I could have played around something, but I did not, and I would have had game right here, so I kind of punted here. Just would have won. Unfortunate. So I play Agumon, get to add the Tai, and something else. And I add the Greymon. Evo into Agu X. And add the Metal. And then play Tai for 3 to give him 3, and I give Gaio the 1k in blocker. And then the Tai and Kari's give him an additional 4 memory, so he goes to 7 at the beginning of his turn. This is the best I can do. 14k with blocker. Punted so hard. I could have played around that card, but I just forgot about it. So he Heaven's Judgments for 7. Minus is 18k on my Gaio, so it is super dead. He swings with Venus. Taps Tai and Kari's, and his inheritables pop my Agu. He survives the check because it's a Yuya. Then plays TK and Kari to give me 4. I hatch. This is really bad for me. I Evo into Agu. Yeah, it feels bad. Basically punted on that turn. So I play Agumon, get my Scourge on. Add the Gaio. Evo into Gray X. Definitely a mistake here. I should have actually Evo'd into Greymon and then Evo'd into Gray X and triggered the use. That way he'd at least be immune to options. But I was thinking about playing around Venusmon here. And I Evo into Metal Greymon to give him 2. And he goes to 8. He gains 6 total off of all of his Tamers. And I don't have blocker. He'd have to check another Tai in order to give me blocker. So he swings, minus his 1k on my Metal. It survives. Yeah, it's 2 checks. He loses a memory. Yeah, and he swings Augur for game. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.